Actually, Solar started from the Sofar trading sector, then Sofar trading sector, Sofar communication, Sofar property, Sofar hotel, and Sofar EV charger, and Sofar solar inverter. So, for the Sofar communication, we are very pioneer in China in GPS sector because we have something special, specially unique feature for the GPS sectors. And for the Sofar property, Oyo type water, so not too much we have, but very few waters in the hospitality sector. Also, we have EV charger and Sofar solar inverter. Sofar solar inverter started from the 2012. And in India market, we have started from the 2016, mid of 2016. Next, Mr. Bill. Yeah. Our headquarters in Shenzhen, China. Our international marketing team are sitting in Wuxi, nearby Shanghai. We have two factories, Dongguan, is nearby Shenzhen, and Xinyang is also nearby Shenzhen. So we have more than 10 branches in China, more than 400 employees in a Sofar Solar Inverter group, more than nearby 100 R&D engineers. So those R&D engineers was qualified from the very topmost university from the China, and they who are experienced guys, and also some engineers from the very inverter company. So we are believing mainly in quality. Still the data already we have supplied 5 gigawatt, and 10 gigawatt is our yearly manufacturing capacity, and it's completely automatic line. We have global presence in China, UK, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, India, Australia, Middle East, and South America. South America, especially in Brazil, we are doing quite good business in Brazil. And for the especially for the Italy and Poland, mainly for the hybrid inverters and storage inverters. So we are doing on very premium position for the Italy and Poland, and of course in India, we are doing quite good business as the leading inverter company in India. Our headquarters in Ahmedabad, New Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore. We have service engineers. As of now, we are residential engineer in Ahmedabad. We have 4 service engineers. One engineer in Delhi, one engineer in Bangalore. And also the recruitment going on. So within 1 to 2 months, we will increase our team. And also from the next month, we will come with the service online platform. In this factory, you can see on the right side first is our R&D center. In the middle and last one is production facility in Shenzhen, and R&D center in Bhawan. Next. So our Sofar solar inverter completely arranged. We have from 1.1 kilowatt to 6 kilowatt inverter in single phase. So we have very flexible range, especially we can see rooftop segments 2.2, 3.3, 4.4. So very flexible range, especially for the rooftop application. And also from the 4.4 kilowatt to 12 kilowatt, and 10 to 10 15 another series from 20, 25, 30, 33 kilowatt, 50, 60, 70 kilowatt. So we have very flexible range as per the application, commercial application, government project. And also in single phase, we have single MPPT and dual MPPT range. We have AC retrofitting systems, hybrid inverters, which is in a now we can say is a very boom market in the future, hybrid inverters. So we have single phase hybrid inverters from 3 kilowatt to 6 kilowatt, and next month we will come with a 10, 15, and 20 kilowatt in a 3-phase systems. Also we have storage battery, and also we are coming in a couple of months with 80 to 136 kilowatt systems with 100 watt systems, 80, 100, 125, and 136. And nearby September to October, we will come with a 1500 volt, 1500 volt DC and 225 kilowatt range. So right now, also just we are taking the booking for the 80 to 136 kilowatt systems. Next. Now our my technical representative, Mr. Hardik, so like he will continue on the technical portion.
Thank you so much, sir. British, my voice is clear?
Yes, now it's okay, fine. You can continue.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, thanks to Vijay sir and IB Solar team for arranging this webinar in cooperation with the Sofar Solar team. So, in the further slides, I will cover the different points like product range that we have, also the upcoming new product and roadmap of Sofar Solar for the Indian market, as well as quality of the products process which we follow as per the international standard, service support, and the last is the reference of installation in India and globally. So let's start with the products and technology. So in this slide, there is a G3 inverter. As British mentioned, there is a product range ranging from 1 kilowatt to 70 kilowatt. We have a range of single phase 1 to 6 kilowatt, and in the three phase there is a 4.4 kilowatt to 70 kilowatt. So in this G3 inverter, which is a very new inverter and third generation inverter, so it will meet the demand of the market and give the customer a better experience. This model is ultra model residential solar inverter, which is only 5.5 kg weighted, that can reduce the installation time and improve the efficiency. G3 inverter have a certain advantages like 1.4 percentage of DC overloading capacity, 1.5 IP65 protection, maximum efficiency up to 97.7%, built-in zero export function, support RS485, Wi-Fi, GPRS for smart monitoring. Also, software update easily performed by the USB slot. So these are the main features of the G3 inverter. So this is very new inverter and third generation inverter, which is launched last REI 2019. Next. Sofar solar inverters have some intelligent power management functions like adjustable of reactive power and power factor for different grades. Having LVRT function means for short time period, if voltage have a dip, means voltage is suddenly decrease, then inverter can withstand with this, means it will not give you the tripping alarm. Then power derating when the unit has a over frequency, real time MPPT and over temperature derating. So these are the five main intelligent functions that the inverter have. Another is an inverter having a 6 type of inbuilt protections like over voltage protection, under voltage protection, over frequency, under frequency protection, over current and over load protection, over temperature protection, and ground fault indication protection. So these all are the protection needed in the inverter to operate in the different grid condition, load condition, and temperature conditions. Also, inverter have a humanized function that we can easily observe in the inverters like audible and visible alarms function during the ground fault occur, remote monitoring and firmware upgrade, separate design for upper and lower casing of the housing of the inverter in 20 kilowatt to 70 kilowatt inverters. Next. Remote monitoring system is a very essential nowadays. Sofar Solar provides a different method to monitor the solar system by Wi-Fi, GPRS, RS485 communication methods, which will help the customer to choose the most efficient and convenient way to monitor their solar system. For monitoring, we are using the SolarMan platform. It is available in the mobile application as well as web browser platform. Here I am showing the two different methods of remote monitoring system. One is the rooftop system in which Wi-Fi dongle is connected with the local router, and then by registration in the SolarMan platform, user can easily monitor the data. Second is commercial remote monitoring system in which number of inverters connected in the series by RS485 communication. So by this modbus communication, data logger can generate the data and send over cloud. So user can easily monitor the data on mobile or web browser very easy. Next. Now, as I mentioned, these all inverters ranging from 1 kilowatt to 70 kilowatt, whether it is in the single phase or three phase, all inverters having the zero export function. Now, here in this slide, what is the zero export function is to be explained. In some of the parts of India, When net metering is not available, then it's lead to loss of the power generated by the inverter. So solution to this problem is zero export device, which enables solar system to limit amount of solar power which will export to the grid. It also called the export cutoff device. Zero export device acknowledge your inverter to change the solar generation as per the change in the load. To measure the load, we have to connect the CT before the net meter to measure the load. Next slide, please. So this is the image which give you the briefing of the zero export device, how you can connect the zero export device with the inverter. So to measure the load, we have to connect the CT before the net meter to measure the load. This CT is connected via cables with your inverter for feedback. Previous, Aviralji. Previous, Aviralji. Okay. Based on this feedback of CT device, inverter changing maximum power point of your inverter to regulate the generation. In this diagram, you can see the connection of CT and it's connected via the cable to the inverter for giving the feedback of load current that is continuously regulating, right? So it gives the feedback to the inverter. So CT will sense the load current which is continuously regulate and it will give feedback to the inverter. So when the consumption of the from the grid is higher than the set point in the inverter, then inverter will increase the generation. And if the consumption from grid is lower than the set point, then the inverter will decrease the generation. Mainly, the generation of the inverter is regulated by changing the MPPT power. So regulation of the power generation is regulated by the MPPT technology by the inverter. So that is inbuilt. It's called the zero export function. Based on your load regulation, it will regulate the generation of the power from PV. Next. As I mentioned, we are using the SolarMan application for the data monitoring. So SolarMan Portals is a web-based platform for PV monitoring, enabling analysis and presentation of PV system. Certain advantage of SolarMan like visualize real the data and historical data for analysis and easy understanding.